Hey guys, it's Rebecca again. I've been a little MIA lately. I'm really sorry. I did recently post that video about the Across the Universe book review, and a couple of you have emailed me on YouTube saying like, "Oh, where is it?" and everything. And I talked to some of you, but I'm not even sure that many people actually saw the actual video. I want to get another video up in the meantime because I do want to have consistency, and I know that I've been getting a couple of new subscribers, so hi. Sorry, I'm a little flustered, but what was I saying? The Across the Universe video is being made. It's not, it's not in any way amazing. It's not a traditional video because a video like this. So the Across the Universe video, if you saw the preview for it, that you want to read it, if you already read it and you're waiting, I'm like, good job. Like it will come up. I promise you, it will come up. But I'm still making it, and it's taking a. It's really sad, you guys. Okay, so I don't want you to think that this is a crazy, like amazing review. Now, I mean, if you guys did think of, I can't even think of voice, but anyway, so I'm doing something different. It's not that different. It's been done before. I'm not gonna take any credit for not doing it, but I just thought it'd be funny, and I started I put my sarcasm, I put everything into it, and I'm still making it, so it's being made. Okay, so it will be going up soon-ish. I can't guarantee a time when, but it will be going up. So I want to get this video up just in the meantime to hold you guys over and to say hi to my new subscribers because I feel like I'm falling behind. This month has been crazy busy settling because I'm going to college in the fall, and I've settled everything with that, and took visits and put everything together. So it's that, and then a couple other things that are in my personal life that have been going on and that are exciting. And then graduating high school is kind of hard. Like I have to get all these final projects in, so I've been a mess, and I haven't even been reading. Okay, so I do have a lot of books to review though, but I've said that before. I'm not gonna get all into it, and this is a really long intro. This is gonna be spoilers. If you don't know what Vampire Academy is, go back to the rock you just crawled out from under. It's a really good series. It's not normal vampires. There is a romance, but it's kick-ass, and I love them. Oh yeah, if you haven't watched my Spiritbound one, the book that came before this, watch it. I'll put a link here or under the bed. So I have my book. Okay, let's get into it. So you guys, the book starts out. You guys know this. I'm just gonna do my gist. I had a question. I'm sorry, I won't get into the review, but I'm just gonna talk to you guys first. Um, I've realized something. I've realized it myself. No one's really brought it to my attention, but I kind of wonder about it because I just want to make sure that you guys are enjoying my videos 100% or as much as you can. But when I review books, I don't watch other people. I don't watch other book reviews online, so I don't really know how other people do it. But you know how I always say, oh, if you've read it, watch it. But then I kind of go over every little detail that happened like you haven't read it. Do you guys like that? Or because like I do say my opinion, but I kind of feel like I'm reading the whole book to you again. Like is that not how it goes? Do you guys sit there and be like, oh well, I never knew that because I read it? Like, what's going on? Like, if you have any feedback on my videos, tell me. I just want to know if you guys are happy, basically. Just let me know if you guys are happy. And oh my god, I've been talking for 9 minutes already. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Okay, so I'll get into this book now. So in the beginning, Rose is still in jail because in the end of Spiritbound, she murdered, like they think she murdered Tatiana, so they're keeping her in jail. So listen, our friend's gonna break her out like good old friends, because that's what all best friends do. They just break their bitches out of jail. So Lissa and Christian, I think, and a couple other people, that guy that doesn't matter, um, come in and they break her out, and she's like, okay, hey guys. So they're running around campus. So they're running around campus and they like start fighting and everything. And then one thing leads to another. Dimitri like comes out of nowhere. He's looking out bad. He's like, hey, Rose, we have to get Rose out of here right now. And because Spirit, where they left off, he was just like, oh no, I don't like you. Like, we're done. And then she's like, but why? And then like the guards come in and Dimitri's just like, don't touch her. And like all that. So that's where they left off. So they're kind of iffy, and it's so awkward because he was a Strigoi, and now he's back, and he's like at war with himself, which is really annoying because I just want them to be together. So Dimitri and Rose get in their little car, and they drive off into the sunset. She's like really iffy around him. She's just like kind of just hurt because she basically said well, what about us in the last book? She's like, what about us? And he's like, no, Rose, I don't like you, sorry, like, what do you want me to do about it? I don't like you, get away. So Rose is now like just like, well, you don't have to be here, you can get me out of here and then leave, go back to your court, go back to court and go back to Lissa, because she's all, my lamp just fell. Dimitri's basically like, oh no, I'm just gonna stick with you this whole time because I promised my whole life to Lissa, because Lissa brought him back with the stake when Rose did all the work. And so he's all like dumbfounded about Lissa. Don't even get me started about Lissa though. Seriously, I can't stand that girl. So he's all like, oh well, just because Lissa asked me to, I'm gonna keep an eye on you. But really they like want to be together, you know? Yeah. Let me just put it out there right now. Who else, is anyone else like with me when I say get Lissa out of the story? Why is she my like choppy motions like in a fight? No, I don't like, oh, during the entire course of the Vampire Academy series, I never liked Lissa. I don't think she has a purpose. She's just kind of there. Even she's just kind of this person, and Rose always has to get sucked into her mind unwillingly, and she's friends with her for some reason that she never discussed with us. But Lissa has like, I feel like she has no personality. You know, she just kind of exists. This book was like an ending of like Rose and Dimitri, and I wanted all the Rose and R&D that I could like soak up. And every 5 pages, I was getting sucked into Lissa's mind, and I did not care. I didn't care about her like royal election, like all those stupid politics. I didn't care about her like scavenger hunt through the woods. No, I didn't care. So I will not be talking about Lissa unless I'm saying that I was annoyed by her. But I'm not going to go through the events that Lissa went through because they're not important to me and I don't like her. And they like go off into the sunset. They after that they have to like get rid of the car and like get rid of the people that are chasing. Oh my god, 14 minutes already. I need to stop talking. You guys are used to long videos, so whatever. So like the Guardians are like chasing them because they know Rose broke out and everything. So then they meet up with Sydney, who is an alchemist, and she made her appearance in Blood Promise. I think that was the 4th book. I'm pretty sure. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember who she is. I'm sure she kind of was there, but I was too like heartbroken about Dimitri not being there for Rose. So nothing else really. I can't really remember Blood Promise. I really want to read the books. Okay, I really want to read the books again, but I don't own them because I sold them. Whatever. But I'm gonna have to read. It makes me want to like read it again to get all the information. Just like Harry Potter. Like I've read those books so many times just for like knowing the details. But Sydney's, I guess, some chick. She's not a Dhampir. She's an alchemist, which I guess is their own race. But they all hate vampires, but they're there for some reason. Okay. So then Sydney, Rose, and Dimitri go to like this crap town, and Richelle Mead is like really shined in this book because she made Rose so funny, at least to me. I was laughing throughout this whole book. It was just, everything Rose says is so funny, and I love that about these books because, you know, sometimes like a lot of times when you get first person, like they're funny, like here and here, haha. But this book, I was flat out like laughing out loud, like crazy, obnoxious, like a goose. Rose describes this like crap town. It's so funny, and I have a lot of tick marks in this one, so I'm just gonna have my tick marks as we go along instead of at the end. Okay. So Rose and Dimitri all go in like this really big crap town where like everything is labeled what it is. Like the motel is like labeled motel, and the city is labeled city. Well, I don't know what the city's called, but you know what I mean, the town. When she's like to Dimitri, she's like, oh my god, seriously, how long are we gonna stay there? And Dimitri goes, as long as it takes. We have the funds to stay here indefinitely. And Rose goes, I probably have enough spare change in my pocket to stay here indefinitely. Because that's how crappy it is. They get their own motel room because Dimitri has to make sure Rose doesn't like start running because she has like this mission to find like Lissa's illegitimate sister or brother to, so they need another Dracomir to make Lissa able to be a royal or vote on Rose's case. I really don't remember, but something like that. She wants to like just move and everything. She's like, I gotta go, bye. So Dimitri keeps on trying to like stop her, and then like like, you know how like he pins her on the bed. And then she's just like, oh, I have an idea. And then she kisses him out. I'm just like, yay! And then she punches him in the face. Just, that's such a Rose move to do. Okay, so that wasn't it. The reason I marked it, because this is probably one of my favorite parts in the book. I don't know why. It was just so hilarious. So, to me at least, which means probably not that funny. So, like, when she punches him and, like, runs out, she knocks, like, a maid's cart over, so when Dimitri, like, chases her, he'll trip over it, and he does, and he, like, swears in Russian. But then she's running, and Dimitri's following him. So when she's running out through the lobby, like, there's, like, you know, the night guard, like, reading his magazine that probably hasn't, like, never sees anything. She's just, like, running, she's like, oh, there's a guy chasing me! Like, and then, like, Dimitri comes, like, huge, and okay, so Rose for like, Dampiers are tall, so Rose like 5'7", which is like a model size, you know, really tall. And Dimitri, holy shit, Dimitri's 6'7", which is humongous and muscly. So, well, that's just compared to me, because I'm only 5 feet tall, so anyone over like 5'3" is ginormous. But I just imagine like these really tall like figures, like one like Rose going flying, it's like circus music in the background, and she's like, oh, there's a guy chasing me, and then Dimitri like barreling out with like, because he knocked over May's cart, with like rolls of toilet paper hanging out, and like the feather duster strands like in his hair, and like yelling in Russian, and the guy like watching is just like, oh, that was like my favorite part. So then like she runs away in the woods, and then she goes into Alyssa's mind, don't really care. And then Dimitri gets her again. After that, like, I guess the guy calls the cops and everything, which Rose refers to it as the police being a guy and a dog. But he calls the cops, so they can't stay there because they've attracted too much attention. Sydney, Dimitri, and Rose, they end up in like this jungle full of Moroi renegades that are hillbillies. Yeah, so it's like this jungle full of Morois, and they're all renegades, so they don't like the politics. They stay away from all that, and they're and like they're all like they're like hillbilly vampires, I guess. So they like live in the wilderness, and they live in caves, and they mate with like humans and all these. I think there's both Moroi and Damphirs, but they all hate Strigoi, but they also hate like the Moroi that are like civilized because they sold out. I don't even know. Don't ask me. I was just laughing along with Rose, like about like the banjos, the thing she made. They meet a couple people, and they just like, you know, they just chill there. Rose does catch an eye of like a Moroi that lives there, and Dimitri gets a little jealous, but he ends up being like this creep that's pickup line is like, want to see my cave? So they just have to crash there because they can't stay in the hotel, and they have to keep Rose safe and like out of like the cities, or else the guardians will find her and like bring her back to court and kill her. While they're staying there, like Dimitri and Rose, okay, this is where it gets kind of fuzzy because I'm not exactly sure the order, but I'm pretty sure it's like Rose and Dimitri are trying to like figure out a way to both free Rose, so they're trying to figure out who like would murder Tatiana, and also Rose has to find like Lissa's sister or brother. So I already explained that. So those two. So then Sydney like sets off to work to find one or the other. I don't really remember, but anyway, Sydney finds out that a link to the last Dracomir prince, a link to the next Dracomir is through Sonia Karp. And Sonia Karp is one of the teachers that taught at the vampire school, like the Vampire Academy. But she willingly went Strigoi because she went insane with spirit usage. So she's a Strigoi. So when they find out, they're like, ah, shit. Since Sonia is a Strigoi, Dimitri gets all like, he all like gets brooding and all emo about it. He's like, now I have to go into like my Strigoi past, and I have to phone a friend in Strigoi language and be all mean, and I don't want to do that, but I have to because this is what I have to do. Dramatically, like makes his phone call to find someone who would know where Sonia is. So they do. So they end up going like this I don't know, like this this town. I don't know where they are. It's probably a city, but let's say Detroit. They go to Detroit. Say hi to Eminem, but they go to Detroit. And what if it is Detroit? I actually think it's Detroit. That'd be pretty cool, right? But I don't think it is. But they go to Detroit. They have to meet like these Strigoi in an alleyway, and they're all big and bad. And Rose and Dimitri go into like guardian mode and slash all these Strigoi and everything. And then they get an address, or not an address, but they get like a location where Sonia is out of the guy before they kill him. So Dimitri goes into his even emo-er phase, and he's just like, I'm such a bad guy, like, it makes me sick, I'm lost, I'm not back to normal, what makes me different than a Strigoi? And Rose is just like, oh, fuck. Rose is like, it's okay, just do what Strigoi can't, Strigoi can't find anything pretty, and then he's like, nothing here is pretty, so then Rose, all, like, full of herself, goes like, oh, you have to find something beautiful in this alleyway. Just look around. What here is beautiful? It doesn't go down like that, but you know. So he's just like, your hair. And then she's like, what? My hair? No, it's not. Stop playing. He's like, no, it's beautiful, Rosa. It's beautiful. She's like, I know. But she totally plays it off like, oh, I totally meant that trash can. I mean, look how beautiful that trash can is, you know? So she was setting herself up for that. So they figure out where Sonia is. So then they all, like, pack up and they go to Sonia's house. And during this time, like, I guess Rose is dating Adrian still, which, like, didn't even cross my mind through half the book. Because, I mean, Adrian was useful, like, when he was, like, when his time, like, was around, like, well, how do you phrase that? How would you phrase that? I'm so lost. So like so like in the early books, like when Adrian there is like, oh, hey, but now that Dimitri's here, like we don't need you, go away. So he keeps on visiting her in their dreams, but also she's getting she got like message like dream visits from Victor and his brother, and Victor's like that old guy, you know who Victor is. So and he's just like, oh, where are you? She's like, oh, we're over here. It's like, oh, cool. We'll come visit. So, so then they get to Sonia's house, and Sonia is a Strigoi. So they have, she is, they basically like take her down and like, fight her, and it's all like action packed. It's really like I like her writing because she really puts the details in. I really like how Richelle Mead writes action sequences. You know what I mean? Like I like that. So the detail was good there, but so they get her pinned down and everything, and after a while, like Victor and his brother show up. They're like, sup. So then they start fighting again, and one thing leads to another, and Victor's brother like stakes Sonia, which I was like, oh well, great. Now what use is she gonna be? But then I forgot that like he's a spirit user. So then it just turned her back into Maury. I think she was a Maury. She was either Damphir or Maury. I really don't know. It's hard. But she turns back to whatever the hell she was before she was a Strigoi. Like, Rose and I are, like, the same. I'm 5'7" and totally, like, athletic. No, I mean, like, how we think. Like, she's like, okay, so anyways, where can we find... And Dimitri's like, Rosa, no. And then he, like, carries her, like, to the bedroom. He's like, I have to comfort her. Do you know what she's just been through? And he's just, like, holding her. And Rose's just like, oh, come on. And she has to, like, sit with Victor and his brother. I would do the same thing. I'd be like, seriously, just ask her and we can go. And Dimitri's like, well, I was in the same boat. I know how terrifying and emotional it is. And then she's like, yeah, we all know you're on your period. Okay, get over it. They get to the girl's house. It turns out to be Jill, who is, I guess she was, like, a character in the books before, but I don't really remember at all. She was a character, and she turns out to be like Lissa's little sister. So they're like, oh, hey, what's up? Dimitri and Rose at this point, like their like relationship as like kind of like, got back together and all that good stuff. And they're kind of, like they're on their way. So this whole time it's been building up, and situations like have come really close, and you just want it. They're upstairs and they're talking. And Rose is somehow in a dress, I think. She's somehow in a dress. But they start talking, and she's just like, well, what about us? Like, don't you like me? And he's like, yeah, I like you. But not really. He was, like, all, like, coy, how Dimitri is. And he's like, yeah, I guess that's cool. You're a pretty cool gal. Yeah, cool hair, Rosa. So, anyways, so like right before things are about to get good, like guardians burst into the house and raid the house, and they're all like shit. Then they have to run and like drive away. So Dimitri like grabs Rose and takes her to a campground, like to like a campground, I guess. Great place, because you know. And I'm just thinking this whole time they must be like dirty. They're living like on the road, and they're living like in caves and in motels, and they don't have that many changes of clothes. Can you like do you ever like stop and think like could you live like that? I couldn't. I could never be a freaking well, also I couldn't take down like a toothpick. I'm not a fighter. But books like that, it always like amazes me because I always think like what if you have to go to the bathroom, or what if this, or like what if you just want like what if you just want to wear like sweats, or why can't they just sit down and watch TV? Like put on Hulu. I don't know why I just randomly thought of that, but they're soldiers. Dimitri takes her to like this campground, you know, real romantic. So Dimitri like, you know, turns in his sleep, and so Rose and Dimitri have like this moment while he's sleeping, and then he wakes up. They're right about to talk about their feelings, and when you're reading it, you're like, oh my god, this is gonna be so great. He's gonna tell her he loves her, and they're gonna make up, and they're gonna kiss, and they're gonna make babies. Not babies because they're neutered. They can't have babies. They're like mules. And then all of a sudden, Sonia comes out of nowhere. She's like, well, hey guys, what's up? How you guys doing? And ruins everything. She tells them that Victor and his brother stole the Dracomir sister. They just want her for their advantage. And then Rose and Dimitri are like, shit, great, what are we going to do now? They find out that they're staying at this hotel. So they go and like try to get them, but then they get into a fight. So Rose ends up like killing Victor, and then she's like, whoops. And then she goes insane for a little bit with Spirit. Everything just like hits her, and she's like, yeah, shit. And she goes crazy. And Dimitri's like, what's happening? And Sonia's like, yeah, Spirit. She'll go crazy for a little bit, but it'll be fine. She'll be fine in a couple decades. Put her in a straitjacket. It'll be all dandy and nifty. They go in the hotel, and Dimitri takes her to her room and like calms her down, and she has like this pendant. As long as she wears it, like she's fine. And then she gets really upset, and then they finally talk about their feelings, and Dimitri says like, I still love you, but he's like, well, what about Adrian? I can't take another man's woman. And she's like, yeah, but I was meant for you. And then that like tears it, and then he like lunges at her, and then they do their business. Then they have to like get back to reality. So when they go back to court, they have to like plan this like thing, and meanwhile like Lissa's elections are going on that no one cares about. Everything's like kind of chaotic anyways. To get in, Rose and Dimitri like wear these spirit vision things, spirit costumes. Spirit fingers. They wear these like spirit costumes. Well, they're not costumes, they're just kind of like visual. I don't know really know, but they're really them, but they look like other people. Before this all happens, Adrian sees Dimitri kissing Rose, and he gets all mad and goes smokes his cigarette, and Rose's like, sorry. But anyways, so they go to court, and Rose is just like, oh, I'm Rose Hathaway, everybody, what's up? And then all hell breaks loose, and then she gets shot, and she dies, and that's the end. So, no, but she gets shot. Then she wakes up, and Dimitri's like, oh, good, you're up. Yeah. So you're alive now, and and you're Lissa's guardian, and everything's hunky-dory. I'm laughing at myself because I just used a quote. I was putting in this other review. Anyways, so then Lissa comes in, and then Rose is like, oh my god, where's the bond? And then Lissa's like, oh yeah, when you died, it went away. And I was like, someone just should have shot that bitch at the beginning of the series. We wouldn't even have to deal with Lissa then. Problem solved. Now you tell us. Now it's gone. When I don't have to read another book with you in it. Thanks. I should have known that. I should have shot her in the first place. It would have been all gone. Or shot Lissa. Either way, you know. Why didn't anyone just shoot her? So then Rose and Lissa become pairs, and Dimitri's Christian's guardian, and Lissa becomes queen of who cares. And then Rose and Dimitri are at the end, and they like hug, and they're just like, oh, we're cool. We're together. Everything's gonna be peachy. And then the series ends. On a side note, I found a guy online. Oh, not like an actual guy, but like I Google searched it, and I found this guy that if they ever made it into a movie, I want him to play Dimitri. I don't know who he is. I don't even know if he's a model, but I found him. Well, obviously he's a model, but I don't know if he's an actor. I found him online. I just Googled it, and he is like perfect. He is like what what I imagined when I was reading. Like, of course, I'm always gonna be Rose, because come on, but he was like what I pictured as my Dimitri. Because a lot of people say, like I've seen on like online forums and everything, um, that they like this guy called like Ben Bahone. I don't know what his last name is, but ew. They probably only picked him because he has long hair, but he's disgusting. Ugh, ew, ew. Why? No. In my mind, Dimitri does not have long hair. I know boys, like a number of boys, that have longer hair than I do, and I don't think it's right. It's like, it's just weird. Boys aren't supposed to have long hair. Whenever I have to read about Dimitri's hair in a ponytail, I cringe. I'm just like, ugh, no, ugh, why? So I'm gonna put my Dimitri in the under the bench. I don't care what you say. He's my Dimitri. He will always be Dimitri. I know that Richelle is making like a spin-off series with like all the characters that I don't even know about. I don't really care. I don't think I'll read it. I don't think it's important. Richelle Mead, seriously, thank you. Thank you for the long ride of these really good books. And you know, it's a shame that that vampires became so popular that they're kind of overdone now, and it's a shame that, you know, a Vampire Academy movie or series can't come out. Personally, I think that Vampire Academy should be a series, or no, maybe not. Because what they do with series, like some, I don't know, it can get iffy with series. But movies too. But I don't think they should make 6 movies. I think they should make a series. But I think it would have been pretty good, you know, that shot. And there's still a lot of scenes that are so funny that I want, like, I will wait just until, like, it comes into theaters or TV shows to wait for. And this review is now 41 minutes long, so I'm going to stop talking. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.